CBS presents this program in color.
U.S. B-52s continue their bombing raids against suspected enemy bases north of Saigon and in the Central Highlands. Earlier this week, a Special Forces unit carried out a daring and unusual raid deep within Viet Cong territory. That story from CBS News correspondent David Culhane.
This morning, this man was a captive of the Viet Cong. When he saw this Special Forces unit come into the area, he managed to escape. Now he's telling the VC to come out, to surrender, and that they'll get good treatment from the Special Forces. It might be more logical for the enemy to be calling on the Allies to surrender, because this Special Forces unit was dropped deep into Viet Cong territory to rescue some mountain people, or montagnards, being used as slave labor by the enemy. The tigers in this wilderness give the place its name, the Valley of the Tigers. As soon as two groups of the South Vietnamese Special Forces and their American advisors are on the ground, Air Force planes fly overhead to broadcast to the montagnards and alert them to the chance for escape. The mountain people are usually not under direct guard. The Viet Cong simply close all the passes out of the valley to keep them working on these small hillside cornfields. These South Vietnamese soldiers lunched on the enemy corn while they waited for the montagnards to come in. Cornfields like this can be found along most of the infiltration routes used by the Viet Cong. Efforts are made to get the VC to surrender.
People in. They're up on the hill there. Tell him there are VC up there too. They've already called us. They see the VC. Tell him to call the VC in. The VC can come in. We treat them number one too. Tell them to come in, bring their rifles, come in. We give them food, water, everything.
The first man to arrive is greeted by a brother he has not seen in all the long months of his captivity. These people have been forced to grow corn for the Viet Cong for years. They've been ordered to save a certain portion of their crop for the infiltrators as they come down the valley leading east to the sea. If the VC became suspicious of any of them, they would place them under direct guard. One man said he was even caged every night for 2 years because they thought he wanted to escape. These people have just walked for 3 hours through the mountains to get to this landing zone, so there's little doubt that they want to get away. They'll be taken to a refugee camp for montagnards at Nha Trang. Lieutenant Thomas Ross was in charge of the rescue operation on the ground. Lieutenant Ross, how often do you have a rescue mission of this sort?
Not often. It's a rarity to get people in like we do. We were very fortunate in this case that we did get 3 mountagnard Chew Hoys who managed to escape from the VC and did turn themselves in at our camp. And based on what they told us, we planned this rescue mission.
How many people do you think you were able to bring out now?
Right now, up to date, we've got a total of about 165.
These are all montagnards.
Right. They are montagnards who have been in the area under VC control now for the last 8 years.
How many Viet Cong do you think you've captured?
Right now, we've got 17 Viet Cong.
Now the smoke signal is released to bring in the rescue helicopters. Just as the montagnards were airlifted out, the Viet Cong began to come within range of the landing zone on higher ground. Gunships were called in to rake the whole area with rockets and the high-speed machine guns called miniguns. This fire suppressed enemy action long enough for the 2 Special Forces combat platoons to get away. This is a rare occurrence in this war, an act designed to give life and freedom in a place and time noted mainly for death and destruction. David Culhane, CBS News, in the Valley of the Tigers.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.